Hello everybody. I have an experiment that I want to try, and what I have here is a teardrop shaped mold, silicone of course, and my blue UV resin. And the reason that I'm using the blue is because I want to see what I've covered and what I haven't. I want to see if I can make like a container for a shaker globe out of UV resin in one of these without having to use a glass bowl or something along those lines. So thus is our experiment, and here is my UV torch for when I want to cure it, and I'll show you how I plan on doing that. So first step, let me actually scooch out a little bit here because it is a little bit difficult to see. Sorry. First step I'm going to do is just put a load of UV resin in here and essentially start spinning it around. And try to get the start of a good even coating as free from bubbles as I can. And then what I'm going to do is, while I'm spinning it, I'm going to turn on my light and start to cure it while spinning it. And in theory, it will cure around the container if I build up enough layers to make a little container. So I'm going to go in for round 2 here, and just start spinning it to get the container coated. And then turn on my light and keep spinning. So it doesn't pool up in any one area. So I hopefully get a consistent coating. And if it's not perfect, it's okay if it's not perfect. This is an experiment. This is a test. So just to see if it can be done. And I don't know if anybody else has done this before or not. I have no idea. I didn't see any. So then I'm going to go in with my next layer. And then try to get all the way down to the bottom to build up the thickness a little bit. And go again. Okay. top. And this does have a little lip on it, so I can, excuse me, get up to the lip without going over. And hopefully I do not have to test the laws of surface tension here. But if I go slow enough and carefully enough, I think I'll be able to do it. Now, would it be easier just to get one of those little glass balls and then put a little cover over it? Sure. If you want to, if you want to go that route. But if you want to do it yourself and you have a round mold, like one of the small sphere molds or something like that, might as well give it a shot, right? I mean, it can't hurt. The challenging bit, I believe, is going to be demolding. So, just going to give this a couple more seconds. Just in case. And it's still a little sticky, so I'm just going to give it a couple more, just a little bit more. And I'm not cutting this or anything because I want you to see how long it takes me to do it, you know, the whole process. It might be boring and you might want to fast forward through it, and if you do, go for it. I'll never know. But I want to see if this is an option. And if it is, then I can move on to stage 2 of my project. Now I see, I don't know if that's a hole or just a bubble down in there. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more in the bottom and just sort of swirl it around and let that cure. Because I don't know if I got an air bubble down there, but I can see something wonky down at the bottom, so I just want to make sure that it doesn't have any holes in it. Because if my theory works, I will be filling this like a shaker globe. To see if it's possible to make it completely on my own. Know what I mean, Vern? Alright, so I'm just going to let that cure for a second. And what gave me this idea is actually my octopus mold, because I was going to try to do this initially in the octopus's head. And I might end up doing that as well, but I wanted to see if it was even a feasible idea to do. And I think my torch is running low on battery. Because it is taking its time curing that last little bit that I put at the bottom. So all right, don't have any more drippage, which is good. Okay, so now let's see if we can get this thing out, right? Ooh, these molds are stretchy. That's a bonus. I'm just going to push from the bottom gently, gentle touches. There we go. Look. It worked. It is hollow. It's a teardrop. It worked. Look at that. So, what I can do now is, in theory, get my UV resin, put a little on there. It's just on the silicone mat. Cure it. This is wild. This is wicked. That is super cool. That is really, really cool. All right, so I'm gonna get this cured. Still needs a second because my mat is gray. It's not see-through. It's taken it a second. And I really do think that my light is going dead, so I need to replace the batteries. Look at that. You could marble your UV resin. You can make different colors. Oh, the ideas. All right, so that's cured. So once you get everything filled up, what you can do with this is UV that little bit onto there, and you've got your cover. Just cut it to fit. That is wicked. There is a little nibbly bit on the bottom that I can just snip right off, see? So it gets it a flat surface. Or you can take a little piece of sandpaper or something if you wanted to and do that. So yeah, that is wicked awesome. And get my scissors and try to cut off some of this excess before it gets rock hard. Test my size. Yes. Yes. All right. And then when you want to fill it, you just use the mold. Do that. Oh boy. All right. So I'm going to try something simple to fill it up with. If I can find it. There it is. All right. I'm going to grab one of my little just separated all these little doodads and now they're stuck back together. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so here's just a little cup. It's just a little 1 ounce like medicine cup. put some mineral oil in, and also some water, about equal parts. And then, I figure we might as well go ahead and test this thing, right? Put in some glitter. Put away my tools so I don't make a big, huge mess. Then mix, mix, mix. And I don't have a tiny funnel, although right now I really wish I did. I need to put that on my Amazon wish list, huh? Probably. All right, so I'm going to get a paper towel, put that down just in case, because we all know my hands shake terribly. All right, mix, 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 mix. Get that good and mixed, and while it's nice and mixed up, I'm going to pinch my cup a little bit and pour. Now again, I know it's blue. This is just testing to see if it can be done. And clean up around the rim. Okay, next. I'm going to get my UV resin. Would pick a color that I was almost out of, right? Alright, got my UV resin around there. Again, we're not really going for neatness or accuracy, we're going for functionality. Alright. My finger's a little sticky. Alright, so let's see. Give that a good chance to cure. Okay, now, just because something is telling me to, I'm going to go around one more time with my UV. Just try to clean up my mess a little bit here. Okay. Cure it again. I'm being real careful not to get the UV resin on my hands, because if it gets on your hands and you cure it, it's hot. You don't feel good. So I would not recommend it. 1 star, do not recommend. Okay, I don't know if it's sticky because of the UV resin or because of the, sorry, I have to push up my glasses. more because of the mineral oil, but that, you know, ran down the side. That's what I'm talking about. All right. I do believe that is pretty darn cured. And in case you didn't notice, while I was curing it, I was turning it to the side. And there's no leaks. Just gonna get the slimy from the mineral oil that ran down the sides before I cured it. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a little shaker globe. Check it out. That's pretty cool. So, theory tested. We can do it. We can do it. With UV resin, you can make your own little shaker globe. And if I wanted to use this, I could just go bloop. Put that inside of his little head. And you have a 100% resin project. I dig it. All right, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you think I'm insane that I should have just used a glass one, or you know, if you're gonna give it a try. So let me know. Thanks a bunch, guys. I really appreciate you being here as always. And I'll see you for the next one. Take care. Cheers.